Hi guys, I'm Dennis, and that's my crime, it's also my punishment. So, what we're doing today is we're going to do something a little bit different. While I have all but retired my Skyrim Let's Play for the foreseeable future, there is something I wanted to do for a while. There's a particular mod over on the Nexus called the True Bound Armor's Daedric Edition. Now, there's been a lot of complaining and a lot of griping about some of the technical issues that people have been having trying to get this mod to work and everything. So, after about over 3 hours of screwing around trying to get it to work, I finally figured out how. No offense to the mod creator, but yeah, you definitely needed to add a little bit more information there. So this is a hopefully not too long video explaining some of the processes that you need to go through in order to get this undeniably nice looking armor. Now here's one thing that I wanted to be very clear about. You need to install 2 mods in order to get this to work. You do absolutely need the original True Bound Armors edition. Then you need to install on top of that, overwriting certain things, the True Bound Daedric Armors. Now, using the Nexus Mod Manager is the best way to go with that. Trust me, you need the original version first, and you'll see why shortly. So for the first part of this little adventure, you want to be heading over to Dragon's Reach up in Whiterun. Okay, here we are in Dragon's Reach, and it's here that I recommend that if you've got...
It's an honor to see you, the keeper of Namira's ring.
If you have any followers, it's a good idea to have them wait here for you. So yeah, you stay there, Yola. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to head over to Farangar's study, and you're going to find, as well as a load of whips and collars, if you are a creepy devil like me and have installed that particular mod, you're going to find a journal right here. So if you read through it, and you can like freeze frame it if you want to for the sake of this video, he's basically been trying to find out a way of summoning bound armor, much in the way that you can summon a sword as a mage. Now there's apparently, hidden in the forest just past Riverwood, a altar where you can sacrifice 5 souls in order to get a Daedra soul in return. And yes, these are slave collars, and yes, that is a whip on the floor. Don't worry, that's a completely different mod. The only things you are going to need are these blank books and this, the Ancient Translations Codex, which at this point in time does absolutely nothing. You're going to need in your possession a ton of black soul gems. Scroll of Bound Shield. Now what these are short temporary versions of the Bound Shield. This is something that is completely irrelevant. You are also... Shut up. Okay, so another thing that you're going to need to do is you'll need to get inside this strongbox. Now it's an expert level thing, and it basically takes ages to unlock, so you're gonna have to be very careful. So yeah, this is an expert level. Ooh. And it's gonna take you some time to oh, almost. Alright, let's go there. Nope, it was further up. Aha! So, you absolutely need the Ancient Ruined Tome. You can also get that as well if you want to save some time. So, you basically, by picking up the translated tome, you've kind of saved yourself a little bit of hassle. When I was first running through this on God mode with infinite cheats and, you know, just like a whole batch of soul gems in my pocket, that took about 3 hours to figure out how to do all this. So that's the reason I'm doing this, because this whole thing is not really explained very well, and if you look in the comments section of both mod pages, there's a lot of passive aggressiveness and very frustrated players. So now that we have those books, the next phase of the plan, you would think, is to go over to the altar. Not so. As it turns out, you actually need another book, and this book is all the way in Markarth. Now that is a slight issue for me, because well, let's just say in my particular playthrough I'm rather unpopular, so let's see what happens when I visit the little city. And here we go, Markarth, City of Blood and Silver. Now what you need to do is you need to head into the abandoned house where you start the Mace of Molak Ball quest. Now fortunately none of the guards have got to me yet, but the last playthrough I did, even on God mode, it took me ages to wade through them because literally every single guard in the city came after me. Okay, so here we are in the abandoned house from the House of Horrors mod. The House of Horrors mod? I'm sorry.
Stop right there.
Well, I thought that was a little bit too easy. I would rather die than go to prison because I do not have time for this bullshit. Okay, now this chest
You have
is...
committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
Bring it on. I'm just gonna let my dead brother take you out there. He's all yours, fella. So, while all that's going on, this chest, the old book chest, is something that you want to check out. You're going to find in here another ancient burned tome and a load of burned and ruined books. Ruined books I'm not so sure are important, but the burned tomes are definitely... Let me just kill this guy. Thank you. Okay. Now, I honestly can't remember which type of book are the ones you want, whether they're the burned books or the ruined books. It's better to be safe than sorry. So, let's head back outside. Do I want to take his stuff? No, screw it. Let's just head back outside. Now then, the next thing that we need to do is... we need to find ourselves some black soul gems. Now, what one YouTuber thought was a good idea was to head over to the College of Winterhold. Unfortunately, we cannot fast travel while enemies are nearby. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. I remember there being a lot more soldiers trying to kill me last time. Oh, here we go. We're all taking a breather outside. So, I'm gonna have to wait about half an hour. Leave me alone, doggy. Jesus. Okay, so the entire city is now after me. Holy shit. I regret nothing. Okay, so here we are at the College of Winterhold. Now, the place you need to go is over here. To the Hall of Attainment. More often than not, you're going to find Enthir in here. Now, Enthir is one of the NPCs I know for a fact that sells black soul gems. Okay, so let's see if we can find the guy. He should be on the second floor, or first floor I should say. He's usually lurking around somewhere.
Skyrim's a hard enough land when you've got a roof over your head.
Let's put on our night vision so we can see people a little better. Being a vampire is awesome. Ah, here's his room. Here's Enthea. So here he is, and what we need to do... Shut up.
Hope you got some coin.
So what we need to do...
Let's just take a look then.
is we need to check his inventory, and he does have a black soul gem. Unfortunately, he only has the one. So, and it costs 1,000 gold. So, in order to get the armor that we want, we need at least 5,000 gold. That's a little bit of an issue. So, make sure you've got the black soul gem. I have not, because I'm just going to cheat and use console commands, because fuck that shit. Now then, if you remember in the journal in Farangar's study, you'll note that he said somewhere in the forest south of Riverwood there is a altar where you can sacrifice black soul gems or a Daedric artifact. So let's head over to Riverwood and let's try and find this altar. Okay, so here we are in Riverwood with some very weird sounds going on. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but okay. What we're going to do is we're going to head down in this direction.
These are dark days.
I really don't know what that is. That's kind of creepy.
We're doing our part to make things better, eh?
Shut up. So, let's head down here. And so, as it said, there is an altar somewhere in the forest to the south. Now, to save you a little bit of time, I scoured every inch of this entire area. And when I say this entire area, I mean all of this. And it took me ages, and it's round about right here that we need to go. So let's just speed things up a little bit.
Be careful.
No. Okay. So here we are. The place to go is right up here. Now there is unfortunately not a handy marker on the map in order for you to fast travel back to. So what you need to do is you need to keep on going down the road a little bit until you find this. Excuse me. Bugger off. Okay. So here we are at Oakwood, so it's just a couple of feet down the road from Oakwood. So let's head on up here again. Evening, officers. Don't forget to beat him democratically. Okay. And for those of you wondering why my frame rate is in the toilet, I have way too many mods installed on this game, and it doesn't really like the whole thing with fraps. So, there's a lady here, part of the Interesting NPCs mod. You can talk to her, but it's a lot more fun to just do this. Now, the reason you want to get rid of your companion is that as soon as you start using the altar, yeah, that happens. Now, I gotta admit, this is actually fairly cool. However, if you've got any kind of companion around, you will either kill them or brutalize them to the point of you can't use this one in combat. There's nobody left to fight. let's see if we can try that again. So I have the option of either sacrificing my Ring of Namira or my Mace of Molag Bal. Now, if you're the sort of person who wants to go through one of the quest lines to collect a Daedric artifact and then completely destroy it, this option is for you. Why you would do this, I have no damn clue. Okay, so what we're going to do in order to make things a little bit easier is we're going to spawn 5 of the Black Soul Gems. So for those of you who are interested in doing that, it's player.add-item, and then you type in the following code, 002E504 in order to get them filled, and 005 in order to spawn just the 5 we need, because we're not greedy. Okay, so going to use the altar again, and now we have the option to spawn 1 Daedric Soul with 5 Black Soul Gems. Now, for each of the bound armor items that you want, you need to spawn 5 Black Soul Gems. So if you wanted the whole set, you can get anything up to, like, 15 to 20 soul gems, which can be ridiculously expensive. So be advised, that is a thing. Okay, so here we are back in Dragon's Reach. Now we have 1 Daedric Soul. That's right, count it, 1 for the 5 soul gems. So we've picked up everything from that strong box. We've picked up all the stuff from the House of Horrors. We probably don't want to pick up the slave collars because that is from a different mod. What we do want to do is we want to try and use the Translations Codex now and see what happens. Well, now you're going to see a couple of options, and this is the thing. Now, Bound Shield we've technically already got because we picked up the book from the Strongbox. Now, Bound Heavy Armor and Bound Mage Armor. Now, these aren't really explained so well. Let's see. For the moment, I'm actually going to go with the Heavy Armor. You lack the required items. So that says you need a Black Soul Gem. So these actually require Black Soul Gems instead of the Daedric Souls. Okay, that's really annoying. So you need yet another Black Soul Gem. So the blank books are what we need. Well, fortunately, we have a load of blank books right here. So that's something. So let's get creative again, and let's spawn 1 more Black Soul Gem. So that's a total of 6 so far. So let's go with the Heavy Armor for a moment. And then we've got the Translated Tome. I'm not too sure what Translated is going to do. So let's take a look in our inventory and the Translated Tome edited. So let's see where we are now. Here we go. Bound Heavy Armor. Well, that's not so bad. It looks kind of interesting. So I've seen worse. It does basically spawn armor without a hood. That's what the translated version means. So the regular version is the one with the hood. The translated version is the one without. And you have two options. You've got the heavy armor option, or you have the mage armor, which is a slightly different option, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, so here we go again. We're going to use the codex, and this time we're going to make ourselves some mage armor. We're not going to bother translating it. As I said, that's going to give you a version of the armor without a helm. It's all cosmetic. I mean, you still get the same amount of defense. It's all up to you. So, let's check this out. That's not so bad. I mean, obviously there's, like, you know, clipping issues. It all depends on the armor mod you've got, but that's not so bad. I've seen worse. Now, the thing is, though, this is not what we're after. This is the original mod. What we want is the Daedric version. Those gauntlets do look kind of cool, though. So, what we do now is we want to go over here, and we want to use the codex again. And now that we've got the existing mage version, or the heavy armor version, it doesn't really matter which, you're going to see an option for Bound Daedric Armor. And you'll see there it requires one of the blank books that's on the table, and a further 5 Daedra souls. So we already spent over 5,000 to get the 5 black soul gems. So let's do the math. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. To get the Daedric armor, you need 25 black soul gems. Or you need to sacrifice 5 of your... No, I'm actually wrong. Or you just need to sacrifice 1 of your Daedric artifacts, which you would have to be completely insane to do. So here we are back at the altar. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves a further 5, 10, 15, 20 black soul gems. And so, if my math is correct, that means you need 26 soul gems. 26 black soul gems that each cost around 1,000 plus in order to complete this particular quest and get this item. Holy crap. Okay. Oh dear. I'm sorry, I appear to have murdered a load of people by accident. That honestly wasn't intentional, guys, but oh well. So, finally, we have everything we need in order to pick up the Daedric version of this set, and Farengar has decided that he wants to use it now. For crying out loud. Dude, get out of the way.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the...
Yeah, out of my way. No, I didn't want the slave collar. Well, I do, but not for the purposes of this video. Okay, so we need one of these blank books, and that is apparently classed as stealing. So let us steal a blank book and use the codex again. So we've got our translated tome ready to make the Bound Daedric Armor. Yes. So here we go, there's the edited version and the S version. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show all 3 of these. Okay, so Bound Daedric Armor. It's a 2-handed summon. Let's check this out. Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, I've tweaked my animation mods as well, so... Okay, and let's check this out. Not too bad. Of course, I've got the tribunal mask and everything on, so it all depends on the type of armor mod you've got. Lovely witchy looking hands right there. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty decent looking, fairly badass. I have seen far worse. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to try the... let's see... There's the translated version. So let's see what this option does. So here we go with our fabulous animation. Now, this one is the one without a mask, it seems. So, I don't know. I really like the horns and everything. So, I mean, you can definitely see a lot more of the character's face and everything. Okay, so, if you've got a particular, you know, mask or helm or something that you really like, then the translated version's for you. And last but not least, or maybe it is least, we're about to find out. Here's the translated tome S version. I have no idea what the difference is with this. So, Bazinga. Okay, so I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not seeing that much of a difference. I don't know if the gauntlets are a bit bigger, maybe. Let's just try it without the mask. Actually, still again with this particular item set, it looks pretty decent. So scroll all the way down here. If I have too many items, blah de blah de blah. Take off our mask. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Yeah, so I honestly don't know what the difference is. I'd have to check in post in the video to see if there is even a difference, but for the life of me I can't really see one, so yeah. So those are your 3 different options. So I honestly don't know what the third option is all about. The first one is basically a helmless version, which I wouldn't really want because the horns look really freaking badass. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you get your Daedric Armor. It's a lot of messing about, and to say it costs a grand total of let's see, 26 black soul gems, so that's 26,000. That's a little overpriced if you're buying them, so I know you can find them as you're questing, but let's be honest, black soul gems are kind of rare. So this is clearly a mod where let's be honest, everybody's gonna want to cheat, because you would have to be insane to want to destroy any of your Daedric items, even if it was to get something as, you know, admittedly cool looking as this. So anyway, I hope that's helped a few people avoid some of the hours of frustration that I and many other people in the comments section of this mod have had. So thank you all for watching, and take care of yourselves. Peace.